Surprise! Hero Trade number 1 is by Matt Kindt and David Lapham from Bad Idea. Remember when Robert Kirkman dropped a new comic book, Die, 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 in comic stores without telling anybody? That's what Bad Idea Comics did with their debut title that no one, until now, even knew existed. So this is all about that one website called The Button, right? So this is what they said. When you press the button 1 billion times, 1 billion times, then we'll release our very first comic book. And everybody started being weird about it, and they're like, okay, we'll move it down to 800,000. And it looks like, and look at how many people are pressing this button all the time. It makes me think that maybe people aren't pressing the button, that maybe they have a programmed code in there where, it's not just like weirdos like me that are pressing the button, but it's like an automated press where they have 20 or so presses every second or something, and it just keeps going. And for the sake of it, because how many people could possibly know about the button? And what do people sit here pressing the button all day long or whatever? So many questions. So, this popped up and everyone was like, no one has any idea what this is. But they kept on making posts on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and it was all about comic books. Everybody knew there's going to be some comic book marketing thing. In fact, my buddy Clint made a video about this. Is this a genius marketing strategy, or is this just a bunch of crazy people, right? And so I thought that was funny, and so it turns out these are very talented creators that just are maybe a little eccentric and, thought, well, let's try something new, right? And so it's it's a fun website. Earn the button's favor by following Bad Idea on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. When the button speaks, pay tribute to its magnitude, perform its challenges, and receive its rewards. Surrender your email address to the button's will so you don't miss a single milestone on the march to 1 billion clicks. So I put my email address in here, so hopefully I'll be getting some stuff from The Button. Frequently asked questions. What does the button want? 1 billion clicks. The button will not let Bad Idea proceed with the launch of its first comic book until it has collected what it wants, what it demands from all of us. Are you guys effing serious? Has a heart attack, unfortunately. Okay, so what is the button exactly? The enormity of the button is something we can neither rationally explain nor fully comprehend. The button is the one above all, the Papa Bear of Papa Bears, the chairman of the board. Get the picture? So, right, I'm not going to read any more of that. But so we now would know what the button is. And, they go ahead in this article and they continue. They say that the Hero Trade number 1 by Matt Kindt, who, he's doing Berserker with Keanu Reeves. David Lapham, him and his wife are just so well known throughout the industry. He did a couple crime books that I read that were just really legit. Were sent to comic book retailers 2 to 3 weeks ago, pretending to be a small press title from nobody, asking people to order more copies. Those that did will be getting them. Those that didn't will not. And they're blaming it on the button. Pretty funny. So one of these posts here, all I ever hear from you people is just publish comics. You know what? Fine. Cool. 800 million clicks, and I will make the first Bad Idea comic available today. Never forget, I am the button. I can do anything. So it's an interesting idea, and it's a little bit eccentric of a marketing campaign. Who knows? Here's what I think this is actually going to do. I feel like this is going to make this first book, this number 1, what's it called? Hero Trade number 1. I believe that this book is going to be very valuable because it's weird. This is a very strange thing, and it just seems like something. If very few books are printed, it's going to be a higher priced book. I recently realized that I own a couple $100 books, that they didn't print very much and they were in really high demand. I think this is going to be one of those things. Kind of wish I would have gotten it. You know what? I'll probably get on eBay or something and just kind of look out and see if people are selling it. This probably won't be on there right now. but just pretty neat. It looks like a lot of these stores are actually taking pictures of it and saying that we got it, and I bet you they're going to sell out really quick. And hey, I don't know. When it comes to marketing campaigns, you always want to find something new to do, I'll tell you. And, I talk about this with a lot of the guys that I discuss the industry with here on YouTube, some of my acquaintances on here, really nice dudes, a couple of them are comic shop owners. And, they feel the same way that I do about this. They look at what the industry's doing. Dude, Marvel and DC are the most crap marketing department in the world. It's almost like they don't care if people read their books. Any books. I don't know if you really think that you're just gonna be able to maintain an audience without actually marketing, to a new demographic. If you write a bunch of books that are written to a new audience and you don't try to market it to those people that you're writing to, what kind of results can you expect from that? You know what I mean? Anyway, I think this is a cool idea. I like the Laphams a lot. I think they're awesome comic creators. And Matt Kindt, from everything that I hear, he's just a fantastic writer. So let me know what you think about this. Drop a comment below. I think I'm going to actually follow this Twitter account now just because I know what it is and I really like the Laphams. And so why not, follow another person on Twitter about comic books. So, hey, I'm covering Ten of Swords, talking about that, making just miscellaneous videos here and there. So I'd love to hear what you have to say about absolutely anything. Tell me what you think of this. Have you ever started a company and thought, I'm going to put a bunch of stuff up on the internet that makes absolutely no sense to try to market my company? Hey, look, it kind of works for people sometimes. So think about Shepard Fairey and his Obey campaign, his propaganda manifesto campaign. Back in the early 90s, a bunch of stickers were popping up all over Austin. And they said, Andre the Giant has a posse. Everyone was like, what are we talking about? And it would just say, a picture of Andre the Giant's face. And it would just say, Obey. Nobody knew what the heck that was, right? And so this is fantastic. If you go to the website, and so I started buying those stickers when I was just a kid, because I read this right here about phenomenology. So the Obey sticker campaign can be explained as an experiment in phenomenology. Heidegger describes phenomenology as the process of letting things manifest themselves. Phenomenology attempts to enable people to see clearly something that's right before their eyes but obscured, things that are so taken for granted that they are muted by abstract observation. The first aim of phenomenology is to reawaken a sense of wonder about one's environment. The Obey sticker attempts to stimulate curiosity and bring people to question both the sticker and their relationship with their surroundings. Because people are not used to seeing advertisements or propaganda for which the product or motive is not obvious, frequent and novel encounters with the sticker provoke thought and possible frustration, nevertheless revitalizing the viewer's perception and attention to detail. The sticker has no meaning, but exists only to cause people to react, to contemplate and search for meaning in the sticker. Because Obey has no actual meaning, the various reactions and interpretations of those who view it reflect their personality and the nature of their sensibilities. Many people who are familiar with the sticker find the image itself amusing, recognizing it as nonsensical, and are able to derive straightforward visual pleasure without burdening themselves with an explanation. The paranoid viewer may be confused by the sticker's persistent presence and condemn it as an underground cult with subversive intentions. Many stickers have been peeled down by people who were annoyed by them, considering them an eyesore and an act of petty vandalism, which is ironic considering the number of commercial graphic images everyone in American society is assaulted with daily. I think that's absolutely fantastic. And I think that actually is a very similar thing that we're talking about with this button. It's a really neat idea. If you look at Shepard Fairey now, not only is he one of the most famous graffiti artists of all time, he has a multi-million-dollar company selling clothes under the Obey line. In fact, I'm wearing an Obey shirt right now. I've been wearing his stuff ever since the clothes company came out. I've been buying his stickers probably since he was barely able to pay for meals from selling them. You know what I mean? And you know, he's the guy that did the Hope sticker banner for the Obama campaign. So, look, who knows? Create an experiment in phenomenology. Throw some eccentric marketing campaign out there. It might stick to the wall. You know, that's kind of what a lot of these companies tend to do anyway. They're just not thinking big enough or thinking weird enough. So tell me your experiments in phenomenology. I would love to hear them. Support your local comic shop, and you are the gateway into comics.